At Middle World 1 YouTube channel. Swallowed Star 2. Origin Continent. Volume 9. Advancing Through the Darkness. Chapter 1 339 Bottleneck. First of Volume 9. Translator. Shadow Knight AK. Editor. Shadow Knight AK. A single droplet of water enveloped Luo Feng, darting at high speed through the Xuanhuan space. Every time I view the Xuanhuan space, I find it breathtaking, Luo Feng observed the outside world. In the distance, he could vaguely see a massive origin world. In the blink of an eye, the droplet carrying him had already flung past that origin world. We, the lives in the cage, must rely on the protection of the world. Either we live in an origin world or in worlds refined and created by the predecessors, Luo Feng thought. If we are outside the protection of worlds for too long, we will perish. The Xuanhuan space is vast and boundless, filled with endless, violent Xuanhuan energy. Unlike the refined, gentle power of the Xuanhuan energy, this power was wild and would constantly erode life. Only by transcending the cage could one survive in Xuanhuan space for a long time. Even the Xuanhuan space Luo Feng observed was not even 1/10,000th of the true space. Back in his homeland, the origin continent, Luo Feng had used the Eye of Life and Death to carefully peer into Xuanhuan space. Under its gaze, the space was resplendent, filled with countless layers, dazzling and beautiful. Energy passed through these layers, generating many types of forces, even birthing new lifeforms. Without the Eye of Life and Death, Xuanhuan space appeared dark, and only occasionally could he see some huge creatures. Luo Feng saw a swirling mist vortex, about 1/10 the size of the origin continent. From its center, a foggy head emerged, gazing distantly in Luo Feng's direction. Judging by size, it should be a high-level Xuanhuan lifeform, Luo Feng speculated. During transit, one could occasionally encounter such high-level beings. But encountering world-level Xuanhuan lifeforms is extremely rare. For those like Luo Feng who hadn't transcended the cage, power is typically judged by size. According to legend, if something is just slightly smaller than an entire origin world, it is at the Xuanhuan ancestor level, the most terrifying existence. If it is larger than the origin continent, it is likely a world-level Xuanhuan lifeform. Comparable in size to a small part of the origin continent, it usually indicated a high-level Xuanhuan lifeform. Of course, such estimations could be inaccurate, powerful beings might deliberately shrink their size. Still, for those like Luo Feng who hadn't escaped the cage, this was the best method they had. Dark Holy Realm, here we are. The droplet wrapping around Luo Feng rushed toward a unique world, entirely black with a faint dark red hue, much smaller than an origin world. Whoosh! The droplet instantly entered the interior of the Dark Holy Realm. At the summit of a majestic holy mountain within the Dark Holy Realm, there was a shadowy lake. Luo Feng emerged from it and landed to the side. Dark Holy Realm. Luo Feng sensed the suppressive force of the entire world. Its pressure is on par with the Nine Rivers Holy Realm. Even in the Dark Holy Realm, my late-stage God Emperor level Tao of Life and Death remains stable and needs no modification. My Tao of Life and Death is becoming viable in every world, Luo Feng thought. My friend, a flying vessel will arrive soon to take us to the 5 cities of the Dark Holy Realm, a nearby practitioner said with a smile. The Dark Holy Realm is more dangerous, and solo adventurers are rare, most traveled via official flying vessels. More than 50 practitioners have already gathered there, each exuding a unique aura. The weakest among them were late-stage enlightened God Emperors. Thanks, Luo Feng replied with a smile and then immediately flew into the sky. Whoosh! His figure blurred, appearing at the edge of the sky in an instant before vanishing completely. The sight left the other 50 practitioners visibly shocked. To be able to short-distance teleport in the Dark Holy Realm. Isn't that something only peak-level existences can do? Even among them, only a few are capable of it. Some of these practitioners were visiting for the first time, others had come and gone before, but all were keenly aware of how difficult it was to traverse space in the Dark Holy Realm. Anyone capable of doing so is undeniably among the most terrifying beings here. Black clothes, black hair. I've collected intelligence on all the known peak-level figures in the 5 cities of the Dark Holy Realm, and I've never seen him before, an old man said doubtfully. Me neither. Never heard of such a peak figure in any of the 5 cities. Other practitioners were also confused. In the Dark Holy Realm, there are only 5 gathering places for practitioners. So naturally, the peak-level beings in each city are well-known, and it is relatively easy to gather basic information about them. Luo Feng had already obtained detailed information on the Dark Holy Realm from the Palace Master Yuanxiang and the practitioner team. After leaving the teleportation Holy Mountain, he headed directly to the city where that team was located, Chengfeng City. Among the 5 cities, it was the closest to the teleportation holy mountain, which was also why the palace master Yuanxiang had sought help from there. Luo Feng descended, choosing Chengfeng city as his first foothold. But he wasn't in a hurry, his curiosity about the dark holy realm was too great. The number and quality of low-level Huangti lifeforms in the dark holy realm far exceed those of the 9 rivers holy realm, Luo Feng thought with anticipation. It's even said that Huangti prisoners sometimes appear. Huangti prisoners are high-level lifeforms whose powers had been sealed. Apart from being imprisoned in major Huangti palaces, there are also very few Huangti prisoners in the wild. Though their strength is completely suppressed, discovering even one would draw groups of practitioners attempting to slay them. Even peak-level beings rarely acted alone in the dark holy realm because the danger was too high. But for me, the threat is minimal. Luo Feng walked across the land, his brow adorned with the bionic eye of destruction, constantly scanning his surroundings. Each time he consumed the 100 calamities heart essence, his thought speed increased 3,000-fold, triggering a continuous stream of inspiration that lasted for half a epoch. This kind of cultivation efficiency surpassed 1,000 epochs of regular training. Therefore, during his previous seclusion, even though his Taos of life and destruction encountered minor hurdles, they still reached the semi-Huangti level. But his Tao of life and death became harder to improve. Advancing from late-stage God-Emperor level Tao of life and death, Luo Feng steadily absorbed life and destruction, initially progressing well, until it became increasingly difficult and eventually hit a bottleneck. Unable to move forward, Luo Feng then shifted to perfecting the undying blood sea body, the bionic eye of destruction, and other secret techniques. I'm still quite a distance away from reaching the semi-Huangti level in my Tao of life and death. I've hit a bottleneck. Luo Feng also felt the challenges other practitioners faced getting stuck at a certain point, unable to grasp the next insight, leaving them unable to progress. Still, even so, compared to the battle in Yulan City, Luo Feng's accumulation in the Tao of life and death had deepened significantly. With the support of the 2 other Taos life and destruction at the semi-Huangti level, his overall comprehension had improved greatly. The power of his various secret techniques had all seen a dramatic increase. There is a team of Huangti lifeforms. Luo Feng's bionic eye of destruction has a far greater observational range than before. He now saw a group in the distance. It was a team of Huangti Huangti clan. In the 9 rivers holy realm, Huangti Huangti beasts typically acted alone. Finding even 3 to 5 together was rare. But here, there were actually 82 of them moving as a unit. Luo Feng observed, among them, 7 are at perfection stage God Emperor realm, and 75 are at late stage God Emperor realm. If someone like Palace Master Wei Yong were to run into this group, he'd be annihilated instantly. With interest, Luo Feng stepped forward. He passed through a space fissure in a single stride and appeared nearby. All 82 Huangti Huangti beasts noticed Luo Feng at nearly the same time. A lone practitioner. Kill him. Without hesitation, the Huangti beasts attacked. In the dark holy realm, low-level Huangti lifeforms and practitioners had been slaughtering each other for countless ages. Killing had long since become instinctual. Boom 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 tilde. As the beasts charged, countless cyan thunderbolts formed in the void. Like water, the lightning cascaded down from the sky, crashing toward Luo Feng like a heavenly waterfall. Luo Feng stood still, unmoving. The watery thunder crashed down but couldn't even touch a single strand of his hair, blocked by an invisible force. The Huangti beasts, known for their speed, rushed in. But the moment they realized their thunder couldn't harm Luo Feng, fear struck their hearts. All of them slowed down, and without hesitation, tried to flee. Since we've met, you're not going anywhere. Luo Feng extended his hand, and it transformed into a massive furry claw. In an instant, it pierced through the void and enveloped a vast stretch of space. The entire region was cut off, trapping the entire group of beasts in an isolated dimension. Whoosh! Luo Feng withdrew his hand, and within his furry palm were the imprisoned 82 Huangti beasts. In his hand, they were like toys, completely powerless. Their bodies were intact, but the life cores inside them silently shattered, killing them instantly. Meeting as fate. Luo Feng smiled and collected all the corpses into his storage treasure. This kind of low-level Huangti team posed no threat to Luo Feng. By his own estimate, during the battle in Yulan City, he alone could suppress 4 ultra-limit level beings. Now, he believed that he could face 10 of them alone. His power alone was equivalent to a peak-level team. But even with this strength, I am far from being invincible, Luo Feng was keenly aware. Invincibility was an entire realm above the peak level. Being invincible meant being able to match at least 30 peak level beings. That was the bare minimum. In truth, if someone's spiritual will had transcended the cage, they could completely crush peak level beings through sheer willpower alone. Luo Feng walked up to a lake, then suddenly sat down cross-legged, deep in contemplation over his cultivation bottleneck. Blank, underscore 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 underscore. End of chapter. Subscribe to MTL World at Mittel World 1 YouTube channel.